by the phone. I couldn't enter by the PC too.
Yeah, like I had no idea that you couldn't do it on the computer. If I knew, I would have done it on my phone straight away. It's just, God, so weird. Well, I'm happy you are here. It's lovely to see your face. So thank you. First of all, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much for being here. I'm just so happy.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you here. I can't even, I feel like tearing up a little bit because, you know, I admire you so much and I've been following you for so long, and it's just, I'm just happy that you agreed to be here.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you. So for those watching, I'm just gonna, so this is a live about dancing through multiple sclerosis. And first, I just want to introduce a little bit of how dance can help your brain in terms of multiple sclerosis. And if you don't know what's this illness, so I'm just gonna explain a little bit what it is. So your neurons have this myelin sheet, which is white, that is covering the neurons. And you know, when you look at the real brain and you see like the white part, that's because of the myelin sheet. And this myelin sheet is very important for your neurons because it gives nutrients to your neurons, it protects your neurons, and it makes your neurons communicate faster. And what happens in multiple sclerosis, it's an autoimmune disease where your immune system starts attacking that sheet. And obviously, if that deteriorates, so do the neurons. The good news is that the brain is more and more proof that the brain is changeable. So there's a process that's called plasticity, where your brain can be changed with your experiences. And also, before it was believed that adults cannot create new neurons, but now it's proven that the adult brain can create new neurons, which is a process called neurogenesis. So this is good news because the more, and also the brain is very good at trying to make up for anything that's lacking. So if your brain doesn't have a specific way to perform a function, you'll try to perform it another way. So if a pathway if a neural pathway is destroyed, your brain will try to create another one, or new neurons to be able to create that, to do that function. So your brain is very active in trying really hard to still work. So when we talk about dance, so when we have to do activities that enrich the brain. So if we stop and don't do anything, the brain will follow. If you do activities that engage the brain has to work really hard to restore. And dance is beneficial as opposed to sports because dance will activate various areas of your brain at the same time. It requires most of the areas of your brain and will make different areas communicate with each other that wouldn't otherwise communicate. So when you dance, when it comes to like neurological disorders, when you dance, you're really reinforcing and building new pathways in your brain. And it's not just this. There are many studies that have proved that, for instance, physiotherapy, it's not that effective helping people with MS, which is short for multiple sclerosis, because when in physiotherapy, we're just working on balancing and equilibrium, motor control, and everything. And all those exercises have been shown to only moderately help people with MS. However, many studies have shown that dance has helped a lot in terms of motor control and balance. There was one, I'm going to mention 2 studies. So one of them was 16 hours of dance has helped motor control by 58% and balance by 42%. That is a lot for just 16 hours of dance. And other studies have shown as well. So there was another one which just 8 hours of study has caused the same effects. So, and there are many studies that prove this, that dance is so beneficial, not only for MS, but Parkinson's, any movement disorders. It really helps, and cognitive disorders helps too. So dance has the motor improvement, but also the cognitive improvement, the lifestyle improvement. And you know, those people can then go back and do life activities that they couldn't do before. And this is something that physiotherapy was unable to do for them. So this is really, really, really powerful. And this is what I know, but then I want to ask Chris what's her experience, because science stories are the real thing. And so I really want to just know what you have to share with us today. And because there are so many people that come to my workshops, they have neurological disorders and even MS. And I feel like you will inspire them so much today if they're watching through the page. And I can't thank you enough for this. I can't. This is amazing. Thank you so much. You are inspiring and inspiring many people. And to those people that don't know Chris, please check her page out. I'll leave a link in the comments afterwards. Go and check this amazing dance. Please, you cannot die without doing this. You have to, because you can see the life force and the healing power of dance in each of her movements, and it's gorgeous.
Thank you so much. Well, in the beginning, it was really hard for me because I was in my meu auge, of the dance. Yeah.
Your peak, the peak of you, when you picked up your career, dance career.
Yes, I left. I'm a psychologist too, and I worked in ONG. And I decided now I want to dance more. And then I got sick, and I thought that's the end of my career. But then we start to come down, and I thought, this is my life. This is what I love most to do. So I'm going to dance until I can. And then I started to be more effective in dance. And I noticed that, because it's not easy, because sometimes when I have, I don't know how to say in English,
Lapses? Lapses? Yeah,
lapses. We stop function like we did before, but with the dance always helped me to gain again some functions, I don't know, I never stopped walk, but I stopped seeing a little bit from an eye, but then I recovered. I didn't feel a leg, and for a dancer that's terrible, but dancing and always being moving, it's like I give something to my brain. If something, like you said, the plasticity that our brain have, it's amazing. And I think if I have given up from dancing, I would be worse today. That's what I believe. If I just give up, I'm not going to move because I know that's not going to be the same, it would be the terrible decision for my life. And so I try to do whatever I can to feel the multiple sclerosis is a little bit more controlled. I know that it's not controllable.
Yeah.
I have a lapse, but I think dance is always there to help me to not lose my functions.
Awesome, and it's great to you saying that you have that experience, and like so many dancers with the same program have that experience. And when I say this program can be any other program. So like in my dance medicine podcast, there's so many dancers with different illness and health programs that they say the same as you. That dance is always there to pick them up. That dance has improved, and they even been advised by doctors not to dance, some of them, and they continued. And the problem is we can't the stopping just because it's not going to be as you say, it's not going to be as good as before, but still, you have to keep doing it because it's beneficial. And you also said on your biography that you are a constant learner. You are constantly learning. I think that's really important too, to keep challenging your brain. because you know,
Yes.
most like you sound the repetitive movements and it's not really doing anything. So what kinds of, so how do you keep yourself going in terms of like, how do you keep yourself a student? Maybe that's better put.
So I give classes, but I'm always doing workshops or regular. Now it's a different time in the world, so we don't have classes. But I always do online. So that's the good part of this pandemic is I can have another choice. Before, everything now in Portugal is closed. We can't go to dance studios, and I have a little dance studio too, and I had to close. We still online, but when I was before the pandemic, always I do another kind of dances, Spanish dance. I do ballet dance. So I always try to give more because I'm an Oriental dancer, but I like to do other kind of dances too because it helps me to find another way that my body can work.
Yeah.
So now it's in an online basis. I still learning Oriental with lots of teachers, but I try to do other kinds of dance to help me to improve my my body language, my brain, because that is like a language.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, I feel also as well, you say like you haven't had many problems with like walking and everything, and I feel like, you know, how is this related to dance? You know, maybe dance has never allowed you to, you know, get to that point, because you always dance from since the diagnosis, is that correct? Like since then. Yeah. So, you know, so just that, because, you know, multiple sclerosis will affect your motor areas like the cerebellum, which is very important for equilibrium and cognition. And when you affect the cerebellum, you kind of start losing your balance, and you start having problems with speaking. And dance uses that structure a lot, to the point that it changes in size. So dancers and musicians have different cerebellum because it will change in size and in function just to adapt. So I feel like you have been working all those areas of your brain so much that, you know, when your brain is resilient and has like all these strong neural pathways, it becomes difficult for disease to thrive in there. It's like, you know, you really giving a hard time to illness to destroy your brain when you are really strengthening it every day. Because you dance every day, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And
classes,
you know,
and the training, it's a few hours a day.
yeah.
So.
And Chris also gives classes. So by the way, someone is saying on the comments, all for dance studio is Chris studio, and she gives classes. You told me it's 5 days of the week.
6.
6?
I just don't give classes on Sundays unless I give a workshop, but normally Monday to Saturday there are days that I give 5 hours, others I can give 3, but it's a lot, even for someone who doesn't have MS. I normally give 21 hours of dance classes per week.
That's impressive. That's really impressive. And you know, for me, it's like I always watch you and other Portuguese dancers. I'm like, why am I not in Portugal? Because I sometimes wish I could just go to the classes. And your classes do look amazing. And I'm always like, yeah, I wish I could be in the country if I was in the country. So Chris, for those who don't know, she's from Portugal. I'm Portuguese too. But I've been living abroad all my life. So I haven't had a chance to really meet her in person or to, you know, go to her classes. Or even your shows. You have amazing videos. So Chris always posts amazing videos.
You.
I have to follow her page, please.
Thank you.
What else is there anything else you'd like to share with us, or tell dancers that are watching us? I've been reading the comments just very slightly. Just a lot of love. Oh, so good. um, so for those watching, if you have any questions, or if you want to know more about Chris and ask her questions, please do so. If you don't know her, and if you have anything to say, because this is for you. This is more like for you to share what you have to say.
Yes. I don't know what else I could
If you don't know, it's
say.
fine.
Yeah. But at least that don't give up. Sometimes life is hard, but if you love to dance, don't leave it just because you have something that are going to be a little bit more difficult. And you have a disease, but you never dance, but you want to try it. It will help you. That's that's what I believe. I believe if the dances always work my brain, always, because I have to think what I'm going to do. When I prepare the dance classes, I have my cognition always working, but I have the creativity side, I have the movement, so we work a lot, our brain. And it's so pleasant to dance. It's we have so many good feelings and sensations in our body. That's not just the technique; it's everything that involves dance.
Yeah.
Yes, and we learn that we can do more than we believe, and it's also good for our self-confidence too.
Yes. There's so many benefits, and just exercise is very advisable for people with MS who probably got told that by the doctor. And exercise is great, but it doesn't have all the components I just mentioned, like creativity, emotion, all these things,
Yes.
And I think, yeah, it's really important. Oh my God, I see people just saying you are an inspiration and everything. So I'm just
Thank you.
oh wow, so much love, so much love. So thank you so much for sharing your story, because it's such a inspiring story, because it must have been so hard for you to get, and still is hard for you to get through all of this, but
Yes.
just your ability.
And yes, in the beginning, it was really hard for me to talk about it. Yes, because I didn't want to feel that, sometimes it's difficult to accept the disease. And I had to do a process inside of me to accept that that's now me. I'm not the disease, but I have the disease. I have MS, and I have to learn to live with that. In the beginning, I didn't want to talk much about it, but now it's more easier, and to talk in Facebook, on Instagram, that I have this. I think it's a way to see that the world is not going to end. And if I lose some ability, because we never know, because it's a disease that is
Progresses.
Yes, and we never know. We take medicine that help us to see if it stays a little bit more stable, but we don't have nothing that stops the diseases. So we don't know. We never know. Today I'm okay. I don't know how I'm going to wake up tomorrow. So we have to live with this uncertainty in our life. But I guess if we look in a positive way, it will help us to deal better with it. And sometimes it's good to feel really, if I'm not okay, I need to feel that. And sometimes dance will help us to let go our bad feelings too, because we dance the good and the bad.
the best.
and that's a catharsis
Yeah,
to
I
help.
just oh, I love everything you just said now. I just want to write it down and keep it because it's beautiful, and you know the fact that you're sharing, it's very powerful because then again, as I said, you are probably helping many people out there that they're either dancers or and they're not really, you know, they're demotivated when it comes to dance, or they may be like non-dancers and now they may think, hold on, I've been taking walks around the block, you know, actually, and you know, and it's very inspiring that, and it's very powerful that you're sharing that. And I also feel like when I think of you or when I see you, I see your dance and your beauty and everything. I don't see, you know, I don't think so. You have the illness, but you're not the illness. You are a beautiful dancer. And I feel like your light puts the disease in the corner all the time. You know, you
I
outshine
tried.
it.
I guess it's hard for for a dancer who has MS to be a dancer than someone who doesn't, because we need to work more, I guess. Even now, I know that my attention's not the same, but because I work, I try to to not
Yeah.
lose that capacity. Maybe I get, I don't know, tired more. I don't know. I have lots of energy, but but when I compare me before, but and I try to not to give up. And
Mhm.
something that I'm still struggle is to know where is the limits, because sometimes
Mm.
I go, but we need also to respect ourselves, and that's something that I'm trying to work on.
Yeah. But I think, you know, I think everybody struggles a little bit with that because,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
especially we dancers, we just want to keep,
yes,
you know, we just want to keep going and going and going.
yes,
So I think
yes.
I think you are doing such an amazing job and, you know, at handling all of these. You give classes, you inspire your students, you inspire people like me who, I'm not your student, but I watch your videos and it's a highlight for me to watch you dance. And you really, you still like doing a lot because you're inspiring people, you're dealing with this, you are fighting for your dreams, you're doing all of this, and it's just great. And you have your own studio, all of these things that you just build, and you know, all of this is just already a lot. So, you know, obviously, if there's like little things that you're still trying to improve, that's all of us at the end of the day. So
Yes,
I think just
yes.
you, yeah, it's just so great. I'm really happy because, you know, sometimes like in the workshops when I see people like who, you know, have your illness, and you know, I'm always like, yeah, but did you know that, you know, there's amazing dancers out there who are doing so great. So it's good to be able to have you here and show here's a dancer she's doing her best and she's outshining this illness and putting it in the corner and doing great.
Yes. And
So
my
thank
students help me a lot. They help me
you.
a lot to always try to do better. They are like my daughters
Oh,
to me.
it's so sweet.
Yes. So I'm
That is
really
so
happy
sweet.
to have them in my life.
Yeah,
And
so you
even
get,
my colleagues and places that are where I work and I give classes. I just give classes in another school, in my school and another school that is Saya Dança. And even I got sick, they never
yeah,
stopped believing me. Or the places where I was a regular dance, that now we don't, a dancer, now we don't have it, but I hope in the end of the pandemic we are going to have dance again in restaurants or in tea
yeah,
houses, and they always believed me. So I'm really thankful for everybody that's around me and my family, my friends. So it's the
yeah,
dance, but everybody that is around me.
Yeah, like the community.
Yes,
So I feel
yes,
like also that the dance builds this amazing community, and you get, because that's important too. So we're talking about improving
yes,
cognition, this and this, and but
yes,
human
but the,
connection is
yes,
is essential, and you have
yeah,
that building block for you as well. That then again, it helps as much as everything else. That as much as the pills you're taking, all this,
yes,
the human connection, having that support, and and also I feel like people believe in you because who wouldn't? You are such a strong woman, a strong dancer. Like who wouldn't? So I think the credit goes a lot
thank
to
you.
you, because people, at least I look at you and I think, wow, girls, I want to be that strong. And I want to be this powerful like you are. It's like it's this force that I don't know if anybody, probably people have told you this, but when you dance, there's this, even if I was just watching in the video, it's just there's this specific thing, a specific force, like an energy. I don't know how to explain that. I straight away, it resonates with my body, and I can feel it. So it's not just visible. It's like you can really feel it. So it's who you are and how you overcoming this illness and how you are doing it. It's just it shows. So obviously people believe in you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so there's a lot of comments, and because I'm paying so much attention to what you are saying, just want to see.
I can see the
Oh, someone is saying you
comments.
never stop at the workshops.
Never.
Okay, so there's people here who have been diagnosed too. And then someone is saying, now I understand when teachers say us to train, I can really read it, because our brain will adapt to the movements we never did. Yes. Yes, that's the plasticity in action. Wow, it's amazing. I'm just reading all the comments if there's any questions. That's amazing. And it's great that, so even before all of this, you were a psychologist too, so you had already so much achieved by then as well. So you are really a powerful woman. It's like you've done so much, conquered so much. Very inspiring.
Thank you.
Okay, so if anyone watching has any questions, or Chris, if you want to say anything else, I'm so, everything you said is just already amazing. And I just want to write everything that you say. Such beautiful things, and I'm like, yes, I want to write this down. Read it. So thank
Thank you
you
so
for
much.
being in the live. And I know, I asked you to speak in English, and it's not that, but you did great. You did great.
Yeah,
So
but sometimes when we don't practice, it's like the words are starting to to go away.
yeah,
It's like the if we stop
yeah,
practicing. Yeah.
yeah. And when I asked you to speak in English, I was like, oh, this is, because I know it's a little bit harder to tell your story in another language. And even I, that I only speak English because I've been living in UK for 10 years, and then, but even
Yes.
for me to tell my story in English, I'm like, no, like, let me speak Portuguese. So for me, it's really, yeah, it's really good that you still accepted the invite. So thank you, because I know it's not easy. We rather say things in our mother tongue than in another
Yes.
language. So thank you
Yes,
for
but
the
it's
extra
okay.
extra extra input.
Thank you for helping me.
Well, you're welcome.
When I don't
Even I say the word wrong. I think it wasn't lapses, it was relapses or something like that.
yeah,
Someone,
maybe
and then
relapses.
sorry guys, we're Portuguese, so yeah, even I say a lot of mistakes. Fine. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm
Thank
so
you.
so happy to have you here, and I cannot thank you enough for sharing this. I'm so extremely grateful.
And thank you so much for inviting me. And
Thank you.
congratulations for your amazing work.
Oh,
So
thank
keep
you.
going.
Coming from you, you're
Yeah.
way more amazing work than that. Thank you, thank you. So everyone watching, we're gonna say goodbye, and I'm gonna try. Hopefully, I can save this so people can rewatch it, because I'm gonna want to rewatch everything that you said. So hopefully I don't do any mistake, and this is gonna be published, so then anyone can rewatch it again.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
Thank you
About
so
this live.
much. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Kisses.
Kisses. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know how to end the live now. I swear.
I don't know.
So bad. We are so bad.
We're going to stay here forever.
Oh, we are so bad. This is so funny. Okay. Oh, it's here. I found it. Okay. Bye. Kisses, everybody.
Bye.